Gary's mod built for VR, not bolt support onto it. If you had a Vive wand that was the tool gun and a lot of stuff like that, you kind of go places with that.
Ooh, yeah, that frame is chugging. Oh, that hurts. I have caused a lot
Welcome
of
to Sickcast.
Yeah, good work.
I'm your host, and I'm sick.
You've done good things to the universe.
I recommend this game.
Why'd you get a... Oh, you got the vocab word. You got a... What was it?
I mean, well, whatever. You're launching a lot
The black curtain one or something like that.
moving
Yeah,
each other.
good
doing a
times.
lot of hot physics.
What are you listening to? Oh, it's a
boy.
giant bomb. Quick look I have open
All right,
in the
now that
background.
you've
I'm
done a bunch of crazy...
swap it off for something else. Hey, how much NPR1 do we have? Is there anything worth listening to?
Not that long ago.
Already listened to
Next
that.
month, Utah will
Alright, screw it. It's NPR time. Good night.
put a new abortion law into effect that's the first of its kind. Doctors performing abortions will be required to administer anesthesia after 20 weeks of
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Shay Stevens. The race for the Democratic presidential nomination is getting more heated as the candidates cast doubt over each other's qualifications to be the next president. Speaking to reporters in Philadelphia Thursday, Senator Bernie Sanders says he tried to talk about the issues, but will stand his ground if he feels attacked.
But if we are going to be attacked in my qualifications for president after being in the Congress for 25 years, supporting working people throughout my entire career, standing up to virtually every special interest in this country, they're going to question my qualifications. I think I have a right to question theirs.
Sanders says it is not the kind of politics he wants to be a part of during the campaign. Presidential hopeful Ted Cruz is pressing the message that he's the alternative to fellow Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Hillary Clinton. Cruz received a warm welcome at a Christian academy near Schenectady, New York, where he suggested his recent endorsements show Republicans are uniting behind his campaign.
If Republicans continue standing together and uniting, we will win this nomination, we will win the general election, we will beat Hillary Clinton, and we will turn this country around.
Cruz promised the audience he would repeal the Affordable Care Act and abolish the Internal Revenue Service if elected. Britain, France, and Russia say they support the new UN-brokered unity government in Libya and urge other nations to join them. Pentagon officials say they are concerned that a doubling of the number of Islamic State fighters in Libya since mid-2014 could undermine that country's efforts to stabilize. Libya has been dominated by an array of militias since the 2011 uprising that toppled and killed longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi. A human rights group says U.S. weapons were used in the Saudi-led airstrike that killed at least 97 people in Yemen last month. It was one of the deadliest airstrikes against civilians in that country's year-long war. As NPR's Michelle Kellerman reports, the U.S. says it's looking into it.
Human Rights Watch is urging the U.S. to stop supplying weapons to the Saudis after the group reported that U.S. bombs were used in a deadly airstrike on a market last month in Yemen. State Department spokesman Mark Toner says the U.S. is concerned by the civilian death toll in the Saudi-led campaign.
Our understanding is that the coalition is going to conduct an investigation of the incident. We've encouraged them to do so in a prompt manner.
Secretary of State John Kerry was also asked about the Human Rights Watch report and said he doesn't have any solid evidence about the type of weapon used. He also noted that the U.S. has been pushing for a ceasefire in Yemen. Michelle Kellerman, NPR News, Washington.
The Palestinians have given Arab nations a proposed UN Security Council resolution that would condemn Israeli settlements as an obstacle to peace. The draft resolution has been immediately condemned by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This is NPR News.
Nuclear power makes up 20% of the country's supply of electricity. And in some places, it is being priced out of the market by cheaper power sources, including renewables like solar and wind energy. A growing number of unprofitable nuclear reactors are shutting down. North Country Public Radio's Brian Mann reports.
When the first nuclear power plants went online 60 years ago, it seemed like the next big thing.
The power of the atom, greatest source of energy man has ever discovered, is now serving in many ways.
In a lot of ways, nuclear power lived up to that promise. It turned out to be remarkably safe and reliable and clean. Now that carbon pollution is a big threat, you'd think nuclear reactors would be even more popular. But right from the start, people in the nuclear industry struggled with a big problem: cost.
Today, atomic electricity costs more than conventional power in the United States. Engineers expect to break this cost barrier and become the first in America to achieve economic atomic electricity.
Making nuclear power cheap, that was the holy grail, but it never panned out. Nuclear plants keep coming in over budget. And after the Fukushima disaster in Japan, companies were forced to spend millions of dollars more on safety equipment to keep older plants operating.
It would be very difficult for any company to make the decision to try to build a new nuclear plant.
Mike Toomey is with Entergy Nuclear. They've already taken one unprofitable reactor offline in Vermont, and Entergy plans to close 2 more plants that are losing money in upstate New York and Massachusetts. The main culprit is a new generation of cheap gas-fired power plants. They've pushed the wholesale price of electricity into the basement. But Michael Snyder, a nuclear industry analyst, says nuclear power also faces growing price pressure from wind and solar. Renewable energy is so cheap in some parts of the U.S. that it's even undercutting coal and natural gas.
We are seeing really a radical shift in the competitive markets, which leave nuclear power pretty much out in the rain.
There are a handful of new nuclear reactors under construction in the South, where energy markets are still highly regulated. Big power authorities there don't face the kind of head-to-head competition that's revolutionized energy markets in other parts of the country. But even within the nuclear industry itself, a growing number of experts agree that we've reached a pivot point where new nuclear power plants are just too expensive.
We think that the costs of new nuclear right now are not competitive with other zero-carbon technologies, renewables, and storage that we see in the marketplace.
Joe Dominguez is with Exelon, a nuclear power company that has announced plans to close one of its existing reactors in New Jersey. He says 3 other Exelon plants that are losing money in Illinois and upstate New York are also being reviewed for possible closure.
So right now we just don't have any plans on the board to build any new reactors.
Companies like Exelon and Entergy hope state governments will agree to subsidize their existing reactors, paying a premium for low-carbon nuclear power in the same way they now subsidize wind and solar. They say the steady power generated by nuclear still plays an important role, stabilizing the nation's energy grid. But America's reactors are aging. The average is now 35 years old. With the new investment going to natural gas and increasingly to wind and solar, the old energy of the future may soon be eclipsed by the new energy of the future. For NPR News, I'm Brian Mann.
A suggestion that Spain should drop its siesta, the country's famous afternoon nap, has left many Spaniards upset. Not about losing a tradition that's dying out anyway, but because many foreign media outlets use the story to reinforce a stereotype about Spain. Lauren Freyer reports from the country's not-so-sleepy capital, Madrid.
Every day at 2 p.m., Antonio Davila pulls the metal shutters down over the front of his computer repair shop in central Madrid. He heads home for lunch, picks up his kids at school, and then goes back to work from 5 to 9 p.m. He's originally from Peru and says Spanish hours took some getting used to.
Anochece más tarde, pues la gente suele salir también un poco más tarde y todo el...
The sun sets later here, and that affects people's habits, he says. I open my shop around 10:30 a.m., close in the afternoon, and then stay open later at night. The sun does set later in Spain, ever since dictator Francisco Franco put the country on Central European time in solidarity with Nazi Germany. And the mid-afternoon break made sense when Spain was mostly agricultural and it was too hot to work outdoors. But last weekend, acting Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy said it's time to change.
A las 18 horas, todos los días.
Scrap the mid-afternoon break and have everyone finish work at 6 p.m., he said. He also wants to change Spain's time zone to match that of Britain and Portugal, countries on roughly the same longitude. Rajoy's speech barely made news here, but foreign newspaper headlines proclaimed the end of the siesta and ran stock photos of fat guys or even bullfighters sleeping on benches.
A big fat lazy slob sleeping a siesta, wasn't it? It was an offensive image, I suppose, but it's an image that people outside of Spain have of Spain.
Matthew Bennett, editor of the website The Spain Report, has been fielding calls all week from foreign journalists. Talking to me via Skype from his home in southeast Spain, he says hardly anyone sleeps during siesta. They run errands, have lunch, or work straight through, and then still don't get home until 8 or 9 p.m.
They kind of idealize European working hours and say, okay, my goodness, if we finished at 5 or 6, we could have like 3 hours off in every evening to do other stuff that's not work.
In a Madrid cafe that does not close midday, I meet up with Yolanda Martin, a flamenco expert and guide. Yes, flamenco. I warned you, this story is about stereotypes.
I guess there is like an element of truth in all of this. Yes, there is flamenco in Spain. Yes, we used to have siestas before, maybe more kind of in rural areas, to escape from the heat and stuff. But yeah, no longer really.
At 32, Martin is part of a Spanish generation that survived economic crisis and is now working long hours, if they have jobs at all, for less pay than in most of Western Europe. But she says the stereotype of Spain is something Spaniards themselves have created.
They kind of sold this idea, that you want sun, you want beach, come to Spain, you're going to get all of that. So I think that we did kind of exploit that, and so that maybe has brought money, but at the same time, we're not kind of portrayed as a serious country, we're like lazy. It's kind of racist.
Polls show most Spaniards would prefer to work 9 to 5, but Prime Minister Rajoy might not be the one to make the change. His rivals could take power this summer, and then he'd be able to take as long of a siesta as he likes. For NPR News, I'm Lauren Fryer in Madrid.
Graduate students at private universities are asking regulators to reconsider some old questions. Are we employees or not? And can we join a union? The National Labor Relations Board recently decided to review its previous position, reigniting debate within the ivory tower. NPR's Yuki Noguchi reports.
Paul Katz is 3 years into a history PhD program at Columbia University. In addition to his own research, he spends 15 to 20 hours a week teaching undergraduates.
I grade all of their papers, their exams. I run review sessions. I meet with them one-on-one, basically support them throughout the semester.
Katz says because of that, he believes this should mean he works for the university.
The university should treat me as an employee because I do work for them.
But technically he doesn't. The university classifies him as a student, even though it pays him a stipend and provides health insurance.
It's more or less impossible to live in New York City on a graduate stipend and not spend at least 40% of your income in rent.
You must be considered an employee to form a union, so it's hard for Katz and his fellow graduate students to do much about their status. There are 1.7 million graduate students in the U.S., according to the Council of Graduate Schools. A very small fraction, about 2%, are represented by unions, nearly all of them at public universities, which are governed by state instead of federal labor laws. With respect to private universities, the National Labor Relations Board has flip-flopped in its policy. For decades, it held students were not employees, then ruled in favor of students in a case in 2000. Under a new administration, the board reversed itself again 4 years later. Now, students at Columbia and the New School are petitioning for another change. John Logan is a labor and employment professor at San Francisco State University. He says the shifts are largely tied to the political makeup of the board.
When we get a new administration, then the composition of the board changes, and sometimes you get this process of policy oscillation where the pendulum swings from one side to the other.
Meanwhile, Logan says grad students' interest in unionization continues to grow. Aaron Nissenson is counsel at the American Association of University Professors, which has an affiliated union.
Everybody starting in a professional career can get some experience at a new job, but that doesn't make it not a job.
Nissenson argues unions in higher education are increasingly necessary, as universities, like private corporations, rely more on cheaper labor.
Universities more broadly have been pushing a lot of the work towards contingent faculty, towards graduate assistants, and towards other non-tenure track faculty.
In an emailed statement, Columbia University spokesman Caroline Adelman says teaching and research are part of postdoctoral training. She says students' relationships with their mentors are, quote, unlike typical employer-employee relationships and not well served by a one-size-fits-all collective bargaining process. Peter McDonough is general counsel of the American Council on Education, which represents university leadership, and he agrees.
Graduate students are students first.
He says research universities in particular give their faculty wide latitude in setting up grad student work hours and schedules. He says losing that flexibility might jeopardize some kinds of research. McDonough also says the process has become very politicized, and current labor board members are reconsidering this issue for political instead of policy reasons. Even if his side loses this decision, he says it could always change back when the composition of the board changes again.
I have real doubts that it would be a sustaining view.
The NLRB has not said when it might issue a decision. Yuki Noguchi, NPR News, Washington.
WNYC New York Public Radio is right here.
This is NPR 1.
Public radio made personal.
The Democratic race for president has gotten a lot less polite over the last 24 hours. At a rally last night, here's what Bernie Sanders had to say about Hillary Clinton.
I don't think that you are qualified if you get $15 million from Wall Street through your super PAC. I don't think you are qualified if you have voted for the disastrous war in Iraq.
NPR's Tamara Keith is covering the Democratic race and is here with us in the studio. Hey, Tam.
Hey.
How do you explain this shift in tone?
Well, you can trace it all back to an interview Sanders did with the editorial board of the New York Daily News. And as we discussed yesterday, the Clinton campaign has been gleefully sending around the transcript of that interview because on a number of questions, Sanders said he basically didn't have an answer or he didn't have a detailed plan to offer. So that prompted Joe Scarborough of MSNBC to ask Hillary Clinton this.
Do you believe this morning that Bernie Sanders is qualified and ready to be president of the United States?
Well, I think the interview raised a lot of really serious questions. And I look at it this way. The core of his campaign has been break up the banks, and it didn't seem in reading his answers that he understood exactly how that would work.
Tam, doesn't sound like she answered the question of whether Sanders is qualified.
That would be correct. She neither answered it nor denied it, nor she basically dodged. Scarborough asked her the same question over and over. She didn't take the bait. But last night, Bernie Sanders struck back at what he perceived as a slight.
And she has been saying lately that she thinks that I am, quote unquote, not qualified to be president. Well, let me just say in response to Secretary Clinton, I don't believe that she is qualified. If she is.
And then he went on to list these things like the Iraq war vote, her super PAC money, supporting trade deals. Clinton, of course, never did actually, in those words, say he's not qualified. But today she did respond to all this, and she said she didn't know why Sanders would say such a thing, and then said that he's still a better pick than the Republicans.
Put this in the context of the race up until now, in which Democrats have been saying over and over again, especially Bernie Sanders, that their campaign is so much more positive and issues-focused than the Republican campaign.
Yes, Bernie Sanders, you'll remember, at the first Democratic debate, avoided talking about her emails. He deliberately didn't touch it. His advisors for a very long time have wanted him to go after her on the Wall Street speeches that she gave, and he resisted it for a very long time. But Bernie Sanders perceived a slight here. He felt like the Clinton campaign was trying to undermine him, and he hit back, is the way he sees it. Also, they're heading into New York, and New York has a primary, and he has a lot of ground to make up, and here it happened.
So is this a blip in the news cycle, or is this now the nature of the Democratic campaign?
That's a very good question for which we will not know the answer until it continues. But I think we can safely say that we're not going to see these candidates sending out memes of each other's spouses or some of the dirtier things that happened on the Republican side. But Bernie Sanders does feel that it is fair game to criticize Hillary Clinton on her ties to Wall Street and some of these other things. And Hillary Clinton feels it's fair to point out Bernie Sanders' positions on gun control and some things like that. So I think that they are getting a little more chippy. The question is, will this affect them down the line? Will these lines of attack be effective for either of them? And, come November, come the general election, will these lines of attack be used against them by whoever the Republican ends up being?
It's NPR's Tamara Keith, who's covering the Democratic side of the race for us. Thanks, Tam.
You're welcome.
Political observers like to say this sentence about Hillary Clinton. The first time she ran for president, she ran as a man.
What the observers mean by that is that she took tough positions on security issues and did not always play up the historic nature of her candidacy. In 2016, Clinton is most certainly running as a woman whose victory would break a barrier for all women. So let's see how that is affecting women's votes. NPR's Esma Khalid is in our studios. Esma, good morning.
Good morning.
So what do the exit polls in the many primaries so far say about Democratic women voters?
Well, Hillary Clinton is doing better with some of those Democratic women than with others. Bernie Sanders does amazingly well with young women. I don't think that's a big surprise. He does well with young voters across the board.
Right.
And by that, I mean women between the ages of 18 to 29, even into their early 30s.
This has been really frustrating for some of Hillary Clinton's biggest supporters, hasn't it?
Exactly. You might remember some of those scafus early on where Madeleine Albright and Gloria Steinem made some comments about young women. But this age group, millennials, we can call them, they just don't vote in huge numbers. So if you look at women as a block, as a whole group, all different age groups, Clinton actually has a major advantage. There aren't exit polls for every single state that has voted so far, but all the data from all the exit polls we have show a common thread. They show that most women are voting for Clinton. That's sort of the thing we're seeing across all states. They're supporting her over Bernie Sanders in primaries and caucuses across the country. And, Steve, there are a couple of exceptions. We should point out Vermont, Bernie Sanders' home state, his home turf where he won, women there by more than 60 points. New Hampshire, also another exception. And then, Wisconsin on Tuesday night, that was also a sort of a not a great night for Hillary Clinton. Both her and Bernie Sanders, they essentially broke even with women voters.
Is that an ominous sign for Hillary Clinton and the women's vote?
So I don't think so. I mean, I think Wisconsin is an outlier for a number of reasons. I think there's some regional politics at play. Wisconsin borders Minnesota. That's a really progressive state. Bernie Sanders won. But the next big state is New York, and those demographics favor Clinton. There could be some more exceptions going forward, but if we look at the exit polls as a whole, so far, Hillary Clinton has a safety net, and it's essentially a web of women. So we went out on the campaign trail and met a cross-section of these women to talk to them about Hillary Clinton. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
She speaks intelligently, and she talks about rights for women, such as reproductive health.
I identify with her immensely. She's a woman, I'm a woman.
She really sticks up for women in politics, and I think she's just someone to really look up to.
That's Andrea Steinberger. She's a rabbi in Wisconsin, Chantel Moses, an entrepreneur in New York, and Katie Lambert, who's a college student majoring in biology. Women often say they like Clinton because she understands women's issues. But what that means kind of depends on who you're talking to.
I eat everything.
Take Angel Soup. She's a single mom in South Carolina who told me she gets up before dawn to deliver newspapers for minimum wage.
I mean, we need better paying jobs, and that's one of my biggest issues, especially, the minimum wage in South Carolina.
Women are also talking a lot about equal pay and paid family leave. I met Mary Metz recently at a Hillary event on a college campus. She's a retired professor, and she says women's concerns are complex.
Jobs, retirement, education, health, all the things that we need to do to raise a family and take care of elders.
And it's not just domestic issues.
They're interested in not having a lot of wars, trying to work things out.
Whenever I ask women why they like Hillary Clinton, they insist it's not because she's a woman, but they inevitably admit it would be cool to elect the first woman president. Mary Strickland works in the investment industry. It's dominated by men. And she says, yeah, gender matters.
I do feel that women carry the water for women's issues, whether it be reproductive rights, whether it be employment programs for women, whether it be daycare. We should have daycare provided for families throughout the United States.
And Clinton, for her part, is not shy about playing the gender card. Here she is earlier this week in New York.
We still have a long way to go before we can honestly say to our daughters, yes, you can be anything you want to be, including President of the United States.
For Clinton, women are not just key in the primary. They could be crucial in a general election. Here's the calculus. Polls show Democrats already have a built-in lead with single women. But Democratic pollster Anna Greenberg says there's another group that's highly coveted.
Independent women tend to be one of the most important, persuadable blocs in the electorate.
They also tend to be a little more socially liberal and a little more economically conservative.
And social issues often include abortion. Lisa Camuso-Miller is a Republican strategist. She says when the Republican frontrunner has a major misstep and says that women who seek abortions should be punished, that benefits Democrats.
I think now, more than ever, the Republican Party is in a deficit because of the words and because of the actions that Donald Trump has taken in the primary.
She worries that Trump is repelling women voters. Clinton is trying to pull them in and talks about reproductive rights pretty frequently.
And of course, we've got to stand firm on behalf of a woman's right to make her own reproductive health care decisions.
And it's not just the rhetoric. Miller says she also worries about the tone of the GOP campaign.
That back and forth between the candidates, whether it's Donald Trump or anyone else, is really unattractive and unappealing to women because we are looking for solutions.
And Steve, Lisa Camuso-Miller, that's the Republican strategist we just heard, she told me the tone and the message coming from the Republicans, she's really worried that could turn that traditional gender gap that the Democrats have into a gender gulf for Hillary Clinton come November. And that's a big worry.
What about the other side of the gender gap? What about men?
Steve, that's a really interesting question. Exit polls show that Clinton's had a much rockier path winning male voters so far, especially white men. In Wisconsin on Tuesday night, Bernie Sanders won resoundingly with men. He beat Clinton by about 30 points. But, I will say it is important to remember here, Steve, that women make up a vast majority of voters in the Democratic primary. So, maybe that doesn't matter at this point.
Maybe, maybe not, although, of course, you'd also worry about a general election if you're a Democrat at some point. And the electorate will be somewhat different there, right?
Of course.
So that'll be a battle, men versus women. Asma, thanks very much.
Thank you.
NPR's Asma Khalid covers the presidential campaign, and her focus is on the intersection of demographics and politics.
The presidential campaign in this country has convinced Mexico that it needs to be more aggressive in its strategy toward the U.S. It has replaced top diplomats to combat what it sees as growing anti-immigrant sentiment fueled by Donald Trump's rise in the Republican contest. Earlier this week, Trump said that Mexico would have to pay for a new wall along the border, or, as president, he would block Mexicans in the U.S. from sending money to relatives back home. He's also said he would cancel visas and impose higher tariffs on Mexican imports. NPR's correspondent in Mexico, Carrie Kahn, joins us now to talk more about this. Hey there, Carrie.
Hi.
So let's talk about this plan to pressure Mexico to pay for the wall. What kind of reaction has that had down south?
I think people here were stunned just by the audacity of the plan. Blocking the money that Mexicans working in the U.S. send back home. We're talking about $25 billion with a B dollars a year. And that money is a lifeline to many here in Mexico, to poor farmers in southern Mexico, to the aged in cities. All these people depend on, the couple $100 that is sent here to survive. And those remittances, as they're called, they've also given a huge boost to economic spending and the growth of the middle class in the country. And it must be said that a lot of that money is spent here on companies with U.S. ties like Coca-Cola, Walmart, Costco. Economists just say here that plan would be devastating. But despite all that, still an officialdom here. We didn't hear much. I called the president's office. I called the finance ministry. There was no comment. And then finally the foreign minister spoke up, said more needs to be done, and then she announced those shakeups in the foreign diplomat corps.
Right. The previous ambassador had only been in office for 7 months. Tell us about this plan. What is Mexico hoping to achieve with these new diplomats?
I think what they want to do is hit back harder than they have. Like you said, the Mexican ambassador that is being replaced now, he was very low key, and he was only there since September. He's an academic. He taught at Tufts. And he famously or infamously said in response to Trump's comments late last summer, the ones where he was talking about Mexicans being rapists and criminals, that he would apologize at one point. And as we know, that apology never came. But to be fair, he, like most Mexican authorities, really refused to, they didn't want to comment or what they said dignify Trump's increasingly hostile comments. They wanted to stay out, at least publicly, out of the domestic U.S. political fray. But most of the comments that we've heard down here have been from former Mexican presidents, and they've been very outspoken. But then the president came out last month, and he said under no circumstances would Mexico pay for a wall. But I think it was these recent details and that Trump's rising in the race that really prompted Mexicans to take a harder look and to put more outspoken people in these key posts, especially the Mexican ambassador in the U.S.
And as we mentioned, it's more than one post. Can you talk about one of these other jobs and really what the country expects from these folks?
Sure. They've also put a new head of what's called the North American Affairs at the Foreign Ministry. And this guy that will be coming into that post now, he's a very experienced PR operative. He's been working out of the president's press office, and he was charged with improving the Mexican government's image abroad. And they also plan to use their consulates in the U.S. And there's the U.S. Embassy, and they really want to promote Mexico and Mexicans more. And now they're also offering free workshops to Mexican immigrants on how to become a U.S. citizen, how to do the whole naturalization process, and how to get to vote.
That's NPR's Carrie Kahn speaking to us from Mexico. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Scientists announced today that they found a new supermassive black hole. It's perhaps the largest black hole ever discovered. As NPR's Nell Greenfield-Boyce reports, it lives in a kind of cosmic backwater.
People get a lot of their ideas about black holes from movies, like, well, the 1970s classic, The Black Hole.
It is unavoidable. Moving through space, swallowing everything in its path, radio waves, light, even planets and stars.
People find them maybe terrifying, scary. I always get asked, will we get sucked into them?
That's Chung-Pei Ma. She's an astronomer at the University of California, Berkeley. And in the journal Nature, her team describes a black hole in a distant galaxy that might truly frighten you. It is 17 billion times more massive than our sun. That's way, way bigger than the black hole at the center of our own Milky Way galaxy.
I hate to call that one puny, but it is only 4 million solar masses. And we found one that's 17 billion solar masses.
There's only a couple of other black holes known to be about this size. Ma and her colleagues previously found those in busy, crowded regions of space with lots of large galaxies. This new black hole is different. It's in a boring group of average galaxies.
It's sort of like you would expect to find skyscrapers at the center of Manhattan, but this one is more like finding a very, very tall building somewhere in a small town in the U.S.
She says this might mean these monster black holes are more common than previously thought. Another black hole researcher, Carl Gebhardt, is at the University of Texas at Austin. Over Skype, I asked him why this black hole was so special.
Because it's the biggest. And I think it's as simple as that.
Do you think it is the biggest?
It has the highest confidence of anything I've seen of being the largest black hole. Yes.
The Guinness World Records does list another one as the biggest, but he says there was a lot of uncertainty in the measurement of that one. Anyway, what's really important about extreme examples like these is that they let scientists test their theories about black holes and how they help make galaxies.
And that's how you understand, effectively where we come from, where the sun comes from, where the earth comes from.
And that's not so scary. Nell Greenfield-Boyce, NPR News.
Up next, Vintage NPR. We're going into NPR's back catalog on NPR One.
This is Weekend Edition from NPR News. I'm Scott Simon. Here's some food for thought, if you please. 1/3 of the world's food goes to waste every year. Now, in the United States, about 40% of our food just gets thrown out. And according to a study released this week, up to 90% of the food that we toss is because of confusion over expiration dates. Doug Rao, the former president of Trader Joe's, is determined to rescue some of that food. He's opening a new supermarket early next year in Dorchester, Massachusetts, that will offer food slightly past its sell-by date at deeply discounted prices. The project is called The Daily Table, and we asked Mr. Rao how he got the idea.
Well, it's the idea about how to try to bring affordable nutrition to the underserved in our cities. It basically tries to utilize this 40% of this food that is wasted, that is, to a large degree, either excess, overstocked, wholesome food that's thrown out by grocers, et cetera, at the end of the day because of the sell-by date, or growers that have product that's nutritionally sound, perfectly good, but cosmetically blemished or not quite up for prime time, and gets basically wasted. And bring this food and down into a retail environment where it can become affordable nutrition.
A retail environment's a store, right?
Yes.
Or a food truck or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a hybrid between a grocery store and a restaurant, if you would, because primarily it's going to take this food in, prep it, cook it, right on site, have it be fresh and wholesome, grab-and-go meals, and what I call speed scratch cooking, which is taking, prepped ingredients that get you 90% of the way there, and you can take home and add your own little sauce. But the idea about it is to offer this at prices that compete with fast food and allow for the dollars being currently spent on empty calories to be spent now on calories full of nutrients.
Still, is it a public relations problem to get people to buy stuff that is past due?
Well, we'll see, won't we? I think that the issue here really is how you talk about it and how you educate. For instance, food banks for years have done this. I might say, without naming the names, one of the leading, best regarded brands in the large national food industry, they basically recover the food within their stores, cook it up, and put it out on their hot trays the next day, and offer that at fair, full prices. That's the stuff that we're going to be talking about. We're talking about taking and recovering food. Most of what we offer will be fruits and vegetables that have a use-by date on it that will be several days out.
Well, customers nevertheless have to consume the food pretty quickly.
As you know, when it comes to bread, most of America, if they didn't buy the bread yesterday, already has it out of code at home. And we all know if you put it in the refrigerator, it can last for weeks. Milk lasts for days. It all depends on the temperature of your refrigerator, frankly. Yeah. Most people don't know that. But you lose several days of shelf, whether it's in code or out of code, or do you leave the milk out on the counter while your kids are having breakfast? There's all kinds of ways in which, if you handle it properly, you extend the life.
Mr. Rao, is there any concern among, let's say, the people that might own a Trader Joe's or some other food store today that somehow your places are going to be potentially underpricing them?
Well, I think that, first you'd have to ask them, but most of what we'll be selling will be fruits and vegetables, freshly prepared product, stuff that's really not brand driven. So, and they're in areas that, frankly, are underserved, that, there aren't Trader Joe's in the inner cities in America, at least to my knowledge. This is about trying to tackle a very large social challenge we have that is going to create a healthcare tsunami in costs if we don't do something about it. The rising diabetes and heart disease and obesity. We as a society have to come up with solutions. I don't regard Daily Table as the only solution. There are wonderful, innovative ideas out there, but I certainly think it is part of and is an innovative approach to trying to find our way to a solution.
Doug Rao is the former president of Trader Joe's and founder of the Daily Table Project. Mr. Rao, thanks very much for being with us.
Scott, a real pleasure. Thank you.
When the author Nathalia Holt was pregnant with her first child, she was trying to think up the perfect name and Googled Eleanor Francis. She found a photograph from the 1960s, an astronomer named as a professor at the water crisis in Flint, Michigan.
Election officials around the country are nervous. Voters waited for hours at some Wisconsin polling sites earlier this week, and Arizona voters waited for up to 5 hours to cast their ballots last month. NPR's Pam Fessler reports.
Revote! Revote! Revote!
No election official wants to hear this. Angry voters chanting "revote" and "resign." That happened during a raucous hearing last week at the Arizona State House. Many were furious they had to wait so long to vote, in part because Maricopa County cut back on the number of polling sites. This year's unusually large voter turnout has caught a lot of people by surprise.
I think most election administrators worry about this and are staying awake at night thinking about it.
Tammy Patrick is a former Maricopa County official who served on a presidential commission appointed after the 2012 election. To, of all things, try to eliminate long lines at the polls. She's now working with election officials across the country to help them do that, and says one challenge is that voting can be unpredictable.
So you're never sure what you need to plan for. So what you need to plan for is to be able to turn on a dime and try and mitigate any issues that can arise.
As they did in Arizona, when thousands of voters showed up, even though they weren't registered to a particular party and were ineligible to vote in the primary. Many election offices are taking the warning signs to heart, beefing up resources wherever they can. Neil Kelly is Registrar of Elections in Orange County, California. He recalls a political rally held at a local university shortly before polls were set to close back in 2008.
And there were thousands of students that attended, and then they said, go vote. And this was 7 o'clock at night, maybe. Suddenly, the polling places on campus were overrun.
So he sent in what he calls a rapid deployment team, which quickly set up additional machines. Kelly says these teams will definitely be on hand for his state's June 7th primary. He's also doing something else the Presidential Commission recommended, encouraging residents to vote early or by mail. And he's conducting mock elections with county employees to help identify potential bottlenecks in advance.
We'll do time studies on how long it takes them to get from the door to the official table, from the official table to the booth, and from casting the ballot out of the polling place.
And many election officials are looking at more sophisticated ways to manage crowds, similar to those used by businesses like Walmart and Disney. Some offices will be monitoring lines throughout the day so they can post expected wait times. And MIT political scientist Charles Stewart has been helping officials use an online tool to manage lines by plugging in a few key variables.
How many people are going to show up during a period of time, how long it takes to take care of them on average, and how many places do you have to take care of them?
He says you can then figure out how much equipment and personnel you need and where. Of course, that's easier said than done, given limited budgets. Allison McLaughlin is deputy director of the Montgomery County, Maryland Board of Elections, which used the new online tool and found they could have problems at selected sites in the April 26th primary.
If we expect a turnout of 1,500 voters at that polling place, we need to make sure we have 2 scanners, or we're going to see lines in excess of a half an hour.
Right now, most sites have only...
Tearing my fear apart, and that
滅亡滅亡露出克服する
Here's what we do. We will set up. This is tunnel vision. From planet to planet, solar system to solar system, from galaxy to galaxy. We switch you to Earth. Come in, please. Uncensored. Copy, Skywatch, clear. Another public service message from way out. We care about your world. Stay tuned.
町挑戦者荒々しい奇襲滑り台滑り台絶滅渾身人体絶滅人体珍しい珍しい牧草握り双子手袋
Y'all ready to get funky?
The most important part of dance is music. So now let's listen to the music and identify the beats.
Aranami.
But that was too soft.
The world is spinning too fast. I'm led by your shoes. To call myself tethered to the days I tried to lose. My mama said slow down, you must spin your own shoes. Stop dancing to the music. I'm still getting happy mood.
이몽. 나기라와시.
Don't stop. Take it away. Don't talk. Don't stop. Take it away. Unlock. Satisfaction. Don't stop. Take it away. And don't walk. Satisfaction. Unlock. Make my day. Oh, don't stop. Satisfaction. Heat wave.
Kondan. Yawarakai. Tegatai. Tetsugakusha. Shūgeki. Shizumu. Shūgeki.
Yo!
Shizumu. Tegatai. Tetsugakusha.
The days of the breaks be just about over. Makes definitely special. The days of the breaks. The days of the breaks. The days of the breaks. The days of the breaks be just about over. The days of the breaks. The days of the breaks. The days of the breaks. The days of the breaks be just about over. The days of the breaks be just about over. But in the end, I'll be the issues in the mix, man, it's all right. Mama got the bookings in my day life. We in the morning after end. But in the end, I'll be the issues in the mix, man, it's all right. Mama got the bookings in my day life. We in the morning after end. But in the end, I'll be the issues in the mix, man, it's all right. Mama got the bookings in my day life. We in the morning after end. But in the end, I'll be the issues in the mix, man, it's all right. Mama got the bookings in my day life. We in the morning after end. But in the end, I'll be the issues in the mix, man, it's all right. Mama got the bookings in my day life. My pops got the books, best believe we sailed the way to the long. I laid the anchor in the ville. And how I relate, I say inside of my gates. Big days mess up my mind. Ground 0 degrees and the weather feels fine. You open my eyes, man, thought I had a man. But how could I scan? I wasn't around. I seen the states, I played the things in the far, gathered the new from the stores around. Grew old with Mikey Rose and played the codes. Sometimes I don't budge without my cousin fuzz. I super how you do. I check it from my friends and my crew. Makes definitely special. till the days of the breaks be just about over.
喪服 趣
Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's right.
The barroom's packed with cocky girls, selling frocks and shining pearls. Lick my fingers, ladies swoon, the hottest dancer in the room. I'm a bad boy and I need to dance. If I don't dance, no romance. Feel like dancing, dance with me. First dance is always free. Bad boy and I need to dance. If I don't dance, no romance. Feel like dancing, dance with me. First dance is always free. Bebop sliding down my back, and never alone when I hit the sack. Swings a thing with a ring-a-ding-ding, and I get wings when I sing. Ragtime, reason and rhyme, I'm the reason you're divine. Rumba, mambo, Latin samba, the ladies in the house sing. Bad boy, I need to dance. If I don't dance, no romance. Feel like dancing, dance with me. First dance is always free. Bad boy, I need to dance. If I don't dance, no romance. Feel like dancing, dance with me. Get hot, get hot. That's right. Bad boy, I need to dance. If I don't dance, no romance. Feel like dancing, dance with me. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy, I need to dance. If I don't dance, no romance. Feel like dancing, dance with me. Bad boy, I need to dance. If I don't dance, no romance. Feel like dancing, dance with me. First dance is always free. I'll be your sugar daddy. Oh yes, Mr. Demetrian, solo clarinet. Bad boy, I need to dance.
Look at the font. This is most disturbing. I'm trying to get to sleep. I'm trying to get to sleep.
The hell up. He's as bad as everybody else who's coming here to go, oh, it's so easy. Oh my god, this is so easy. Hey, open the thing up. There we go. I don't quite understand the timing on this.
It is most pitiable.
Addicted, man. It's all over for me.
Is to keep the island from becoming any dirtier. The perpetrator is likely at work even as we
I can stop whenever I would like.
Mario are being treated as a
What's up, Voget? It's going alright, man. How are you?
We must do our best to resolve this situation.
Go straight that way. You can't miss the message.
Well, I mean, if I ran into them again, Algerito, then I would say that, of course. But like, I wasn't thinking at the time. That was like when I first moved in. It was like one of the first days I was living on my own in my own apartment. I was like still weirded out to the whole concept of it. Like now it's like very chill. Like now I'm used to it. It's fine. But the first like week or so I was living on my own. I'm like, what do I do? How do I adult? DDoS the neighbor? Nah. Well, to be fair, Neil Mac, like, I had my window open and it just looks into, like, my living room, so. I was kind of asking for it, I guess.
A lot of this game depends.
I'd like for a good rain day. So go mining. Get the bok choy over there.
Oh, you have to input the direction you want it to go? Alright. Use the cane for the question mark? Yeah, it kind of looks like the cane. Well, that was incredibly fast.
I'm gonna go and make fun of these people. Let me just get a melatonin.
How do you moonwalk? This doesn't give me the most trouble. Go to top left. Oh my god. Why don't you just know what to do? Come on.
I should sleep soon.
Oh, you gotta moonwalk with the sword? Yeah, that's...
But let me just pop some sleepy drugs, which don't really work all that well. You pick games. We're having a Zelda marathon, which means I already picked the games.
Wait.
There's more than a little something for everybody, as long as you like Zelda.
Come here.
Oh, well, he's got a fair amount of viewers.
Oh, dang.
If you have any idea what I should use these posts for, please let me know. That's pretty much what I did with mine. Donate to the Indie Initiative. Oh.
I think I gotta get really close.
No, I just want to support bullying. Who's this guy? Oh, he's one of the most interactive Super Mario.
No problem, man.
That's one of the most interactive Super Mario Sunshine broadcasters. God, it's like, well, first you have to even qualify, you have to stream Mario Sunshine so much that is how you define your channel. And 2, you also have to be really interactive, and of that, he is not the best in that category, and that to me is hilarious. Browse. Does anyone use that newsfeed? People use it like Twitter, and you can get it to auto-tweet. Oops, that's not what I want. The other monotone page. You can get it to automatically tweet what you put in, but I don't use it. I think you can. You can connect that to Twitter, but it's kind of stupid, because then it's just Twitter. So I'll just write like poop on my next one, maybe. There we go. Butts. Yep, done. I think that's a better addition. What is Enter the Gungeon? I've just been seeing this at the top of the page the whole time, and I don't know what I'm looking at. Is it Zelda? NBA. Oh man, I kind of want to play a new sports game. Like, because I don't know anything about professional sports. I just want to make a guy, like a sportsman, and put him in sports league and see if he can be, I was going to say hijacked, recruited. If he can be recruited by, what is this? Oh, I knew it was going to be that picture. But yeah, I'm gonna make a professional custom sportsman, but the problem is it's actually, I don't even know if that's on Steam. 2K16 PC. It is on Steam. Oh, it's $60. That's too much money. I could buy the Michael Jordan edition for $20 more. IGN said 9 out of 10, a historic hoops sim. Wow, IGN, you're cool. Not recommended. I played it for 200 hours. Not recommended. I played it for 400 hours. Not recommended. 87 hours. Not recommended. 631. Not recommended. 100. I'm abandoning this franchise after playing it for 116 hours. 200, 80, 120, 90, 200, 130, 190, 530. How do people play this? Hundreds of hours and then hate it. The game plays worse this year, which is why I played at 213 hours. Jesus Christ. Why bother if it's so bad? Just play the one you like. Cash Nasty Gaming. That's certainly a title. Oh. Well, that's a thing. This just sort of seems kind of bad. nasty gaming. Smash Bros. What is this? Is there a giant plume of smoke?
I fucking kill somebody.
Oh.
You don't attack because you don't.
Yep, that's a game. Dark Souls 3, and Dark Souls 2. You watched that channel once and the unending racism drove you away. That's okay. I've already revealed my racism. And you're still here. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Face cam, face cam, face cam, face cam. No face cam. I want to see the big one. Big face cam. What? Face cam and border? The people who follow. Oh, that's. Oh, that's bad. Like, what? Why? Why? Why do you need... Hit that follow button on all the social media, like, I know that. I know I can click things and subscribe. You don't need to mention that on stream and take up space for anything else. Boop. Tropico 5. Did that come out? I don't know. Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney. I've heard of that. I didn't know that came out, but I guess it did. Super Mario Maker. Is that still fun? I don't know. Probably not. Submit $100 giveaway. I always just wanted to go in random people's channels, enter their giveaways, and leave. So it's like, oh, this guy who was here for a few seconds won the prize. It's not fun. Look at this guy. Do you think he's having fun? No. Is that the face of fun? Is it? Is it? Dark Souls. Smash Brothers. Where's Brawl? What's the best one? Majora's Mask. That's a game. Harry Bacon Gamer. Is that the name we're gonna go with? Oh dear. Right. Harry Bacon. I'm not. I can't help laugh at it. Like, he named himself Harry Bacon Gamer. Also, why are you covering up the game if the game doesn't fill the whole screen? You can just be over here. Okay, whatever. I am a gamer. I am Harry, and my last name is Bacon. Nope. What? I don't think it is. Click the 8-bit bacon to donate. Excuse me, actually 8-bit consoles couldn't rotate sprites in 3-dimensional space, so that would be at least a 16-bit object. Nightcry, nope. Zeldas, huh? Spring Break, oh, that was the one I was looking at before. I want this one. I want to look at some dude's virtual shelf. Oh, Kevin Bacon,
I think tomorrow you can beat Star Fox and then get back to work on something else, or start on something fresh.
It's like I'm actually in a room. Oh, well, the games are going away. 1984, there never was a copy of Pokemon on that shelf. We were always at war with Donkey Kong Country. What's in this Zelda? Is it Skater? Clint. I guess he must have just started if he only has 200 people. Now he has 400 people. That would make sense. Kakariko Village. Translator's note.
No, I really don't play this game.
Cursing is fine. Okay. Man, I should put that as a rule. I can ban whoever I want because I'm a jerk. The problem is, all my little info things are Microsoft painted, and then I have to go and rewrite them, and there's honestly no space. Curvy llama. I want to join the llama. No, well, maybe not.
I feel like I'm doing this wrong. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, Jesus. Is her mic not synced to the camera?
There's 3 doors this time.
Oh no, it is. Never mind.
Oh my god, this fucking douchebag.
Whoa!
Oh no!
Language is unacceptable in Ocarina of Time. That is a very long history lesson. Be curvy MLG. I'm sorry, I don't have any hips. Top. Oh god. Oh. Look at all that money. Oh. Look at all. Look at all the money. All the money. I'm leaving on the table. How much is this? How much? That's like... Is that like $30,000 or something? Oh, if I put it in Excel, it doesn't break it into tables. Unfortunately. It's not gonna just... If I really cared, I would go and delete each one. I don't know if I do. Well, I guess I do now. Ba-doop. Ba-doop. Bought up. Alright, 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 6,000. That and that are about 3, so that's about 9,000. That and that's about 2,500, 11,000, 500, 13,000, 14,000, 15,000, 16, 17, plus an extra because it went over 5, 18, God, 24-ish, 31-ish, 40, 38. I don't care about math. Look, I can't count, alright. Man. At least my computer's better than hers. Oh wait, that's her gaming PC. No, mine's still better than that. So ha! And I bought it with my money from my pocket. And no one gave me $7,000 for that. Hey man, if I were really attractive and people would pay for pictures of me, I might be tempted to do that. But I'm not, so I can't. Like, that's gotta be the life. Just pay me money to wear costumes. Like that. Living the dream. All these people joined the Llama Knots. Oh, I'm sorry, the Illuminati. I don't care. Is this guy wearing a muscle shirt?
Oh shit, dude.
No, he's just really wide.
Whatever. Oh, Split. Hello. Split.
Like, think. I thought he was wearing like an artificially inflated shirt, but I think he just has super broad shoulders. Or maybe it's just me.
Down and right.
Someone did a wad injection on their Wii.
Why are you doing this to me?
That's not what the text should say.
Or instructions, I guess.
People would totally pay for pictures of you. The uglier, the better. Oh, thanks.
Judge.
Okay.
I never understood why people just fill in like a blank gap in their stream with just the big picture of an anime thing. Like, okay, that's certainly a thing, I guess. Probably I want to watch this person who doesn't even have game. Getting in at the ground floor when Andrew takes off. Oh, never mind, he's playing it now. I'm not interested. It's too mainstream. Splatoon. Grand Theft Auto 4. The one that everyone thinks is bad now, even though it wasn't. The Gasm of Gate. Oh, it's Craig. Does he only have 300 viewers? I thought if he had that face that everybody uses, everyone would go to his channel because of that.
Okay. Take
Also,
it up. Okay,
that
so
still
it's
just
lined
looks like
up.
Jeff
It's almost
Gerstmann.
lined up with
That
the
doesn't
new-
look like him.
Do you guys see that? It's almost lined up.
It's their waifu. Oh. I don't have any money or marketable skills, so it's okay. I'm just selling myself to the internet. And my hold-on screens. Oh man, are those the cat ear headphones? They are!
Where's Hex? I don't know. Hex is saying that he has to work or whatever. He has to adult right now.
I don't...
So it's fine.
I almost sort of want them, but I don't. It would be like, can I rent these? Because after a while, I'm just going to be ashamed. I'm not going to show you the hold-on screen. You don't even like anime. Maybe I do. Maybe I have a closeted interest in anime, but my shame keeps me from pursuing it. Ever think of that? Huh? No. Maybe I want to actually do this with my free... Actually, this game looks awful. I don't know what people see in Vocaloids, I'll be totally honest. I guess like playing dress up with the characters might be fun, but... See, this is always one of these games, it's like bullet hell shooters or something, where it's like, the actual gameplay is super stripped down and really technical and, you know, reflex-based and kind of bland, but let's spice it up with just over-the-top anime characters. Done. Like, if you took away the background, nobody would play this. I can almost guarantee you. You know, it's like Cave Story or something. If you took all the charm away from it and it was just gameplay, nobody would play that. Did I say Cave Story? I meant Toho. I think I meant that. Oh man! Wait, I'm missing out. What's happening? Oh, it's just wearing less clothes now. I thought it was going to transform into something cool, but no, it's just... Yeah. Or like, yeah, the Owendon games. Owendon is great because it's got charm, and it's got like story and extra little bits, and then you just put it in the PC where it's just clicking things and there's a picture of an anime character in the background, and it's just... you took all the fun. You took the soul out of it. Man. I like joining people's quiplash rooms, especially when it's only like their friends doing it. Hey, poop or foreskin? Ah! Which one is funny? Big ass smells or Kanye? Ah! Every time I would be in one of these, it's like a bunch of 8-year-olds, and they would always put the most obscene things as their answer, and I would put clever, witty responses, and then it would just be, nope, no one votes for them. So then I just left my last response in the last round of the game as, you people are terrible and not funny, and then I left, and nobody voted for that either. Here's a picture of Yukiko just there. Oh no, it's just the Dachi dancing.
So is it basically first come, first serve, or are we taking turns with who's in the game?
I don't know
or
why
not?
he's dancing.
We'll just,
That reminds me, I haven't played Persona 4 Dancing All Night in a while. Good thing I bought all that DLC, that certainly paid off. I did not do a Quiplash stream, I don't own it. Oh man, this... Oh.
Most, like, hypocritical, disgusting church ever.
This
I still can't believe it.
almost looks like something I want to play just for the novelty.
Yeah, they still exist and they're still monsters. Yeah,
But
at least they're not on the front page news all the time and picketing fucking dead soldiers,
I
funerals and shit. It's fucked up.
also don't want
That
to
made everyone
play...
rage.
I can't tell.
They might as well be the KKK. The only difference between them and the
can't-
KKK is that they're a church.
Why are we having like a conversation of the Westboro Baptist Church and the KKK over the half-naked anime ladies? Also, that one looked like Eris. Do I want to be no? It's like Akiba's Trip. It's just so out there. I kind of want to play it. Oh, hey, someone's actually playing Grand Theft Auto Advance. Oh, Jesus. Does that lady have 3 boobs? Or is that just... Oh. I bet this sort of thing is impossible because you're just gonna fall over immediately, isn't it? Hi. I like how you made them wear as little amount of clothing as possible. Like, somehow this is actually less sexy than actual clothes. Like... it's... Like, eventually it's just, yep, that's a naked person. It's not special anymore. Oh. Oh. Well, that's a game. Look, it's Tifa. Huh. I'm a guy. I figured, yeah. Oh, GTA Marathon. I thought of doing that, and then I thought the charities wouldn't like it, so I didn't do that. This game came out. Apparently it's not very good. Also, judging by the frame rate, it looks awful. The Game Boy Color had an apparently surprisingly solid port of the first Grand Theft Auto.
This here is the last.
I don't know if this is just being captured poorly or not. Does this make me want to play it? It's got 3D.
For the first part of it
That's
is
sort of impressive. It also
there's
runs
a
at like 10 frames a second.
the hookers badly, so we have to go take care of him for Asuka. Which Mike's comments it on it rather being a RAV for
What is GTA Marathon? It's a good question. Nope, I've already forgotten. Yeah, I'll have to play Butt Battle. Resi 4. Street Fighter 3. Did people play GTA for the story? Yeah, I mean the new ones are pretty good. 4 and 5 are story-y. Hell, actually, you know, if GTA didn't have a story, I would be a lot less interested in playing it. Like, all of them. Even Vice City. No love for presidential WWE. I don't know what I would say about it. It would be a lot of character creation. And I would also have to buy, like, a $50 game for that. And then they would beat each other up, and we would all laugh. It would be like Video Game Championship Wrestling, which I don't even know if that's going anymore. Toukiden Kiwame, I don't know what that is. Is it Japan? Oh, it's a PS4 game. Forza. Hey, American Truck Sim. I bought this the day it came out for full price, and I never played it again. And apparently no one else does either. Epic laughs. That's good. I like laughs. don't know if this is epic yet. Well, that's great. Pokemon Crystal. That's the best one. Something about this is really off. I think it's because the head's really small and the neck's really long.
Just dodge that one person.
And the arms are... No, I guess...
I'll be back. Oh. No! People everywhere trying to kill
If you, like, skewed this, it could probably be better. Also, yeah, I always find randomizers really dumb. Oh, what is this? CPU plays. Oh good, it's another Pokemon played by a random number generator thing, which nobody cares about. You wanna know why? It doesn't go anywhere. You're just watching a movie, except a crap movie. Yes, Bitcoin Plays Pokemon is still going, and you know what? It hasn't moved. Like, it has been at the same point for weeks. I think maybe it pressed A. Like once. And it still can't render the music without the frame skipping. God. Banjo. Oh, this isn't Steve streaming. You're not Steve.
Why does that happen? Caster Terrible and Tony Hawk Skate. You want to play Smash 4?
Recent donator. No, it's donor. It's not donator.
And if you want, man, message me and I'll host you. I don't mind. Oh my god, my health is so low. How did this happen? How can this happen to me? Oh, I know what I need to do.
Don't insult my mods. No, you can insult my mods at my channel. Don't actually do that. I mean, I'm not encouraging it, but I'm not going to stop you. Super Mario Advance. Any percent we don't have lighting in this room run. Super Mario Advance, our camera's a Sony iToy run.
In fact, this version of the game, if I remember correctly, in America...
Super Mario Advance, I'm using my Nokia Razr hooked up as a cell phone, and by Nokia I meant Motorola.
So, if world record isn't on the 2000th run, 2001...
I don't know how to deinterlace my stream percent run. Planet Coaster, is that the new one that I want to play, or is it Parkitect, or whatever it's called? I don't remember which one is which. I want to play Call of Duty Ghosts, just so I can make fun of it. See how it evolved since Call of Duty 4, which is the last one that I played. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy. Planet Coaster is the one I haven't played. Got it. Final Fantasy VII, that's a bad game. More like Final Fantasy... bad. Oh, this person has 1 view and 1 follower. Oh, because he's speeding through the game. I was going to host you, but then you're just playing it too fast, which is a peeve of mine. Just 2 guys playing Final Fantasy VII, alright. In the really tiny screen. Man, the wall market part of this game was the best part of Final Fantasy VII. I had a save at this game when I first played it that I just left on wall market just as a backup in case I ever wanted to do it again. Like, I can be totally content with an RPG just being interesting and have dumb, offbeat stuff to do. It doesn't even need combat. That's totally fine. Pokemon Yellow. That's the worst one. Oh my god, I don't even know what part of the screen to look at.
You should name Squirrel Dusty so it would be after me.
Yeah.
This is a lot of information.
It's
I don't.
horrible.
I don't know if I can take this all in.
This city after I do the SSN.
I like her hair anyway. I'm 25 now, single and ready to mingle. Oh. Screw dates. Damn it.
Scratch. Come on, Seeker.
You like your hat? Dude, there's a guy that I saw in college all the time. Like a little dweeb who walked around with Umbreon hat? I think that was... Maybe if she follows me, we can oh, she doesn't. Never mind. She's dead to me. Hey, it's the pull your clothes off boob ninja game. I think. I did not go back to the Bernie dating site, actually. This person's got too much clothing on still. Oh. Now she doesn't. Taking care of that. Ah, Moochie Moochie pork and pink sweets. Is this...
So cancel out towards my bullet
No, no.
This is another bullet
the
hell game that
one-up
nobody would
counter
play
is
if it didn't have
bullets
cutesy
and
art.
A certain type of Zaku enemy. Bullets don't do anything other than give you points for getting.
I can almost
destroyed.
guarantee you. Good morning, anime. Join the voice chat. I'm gonna join it. I don't know anything about shoot 'em ups. I just want to criticize him. Your aiming is poo-poo. Ah, Persona 4. Yeah. Now I can watch somebody else play it. In the nerd herd. I bet if I tried to go back to this, I would be terrible. I never actually played this game on the Vita proper, just on the Vita TV. I like your outfit in that, though. Pretty good. Not as good as everyone wearing swim trunks and Tanaka heads, but you know, I'll forgive that just this once. Earthbound. Yeah, does Persona 5 have a release date yet? No. I don't think it does. Which means I'm gonna have to get it immediately when it comes out and play it, so nobody ruins it for me. When they tell you that Persona dies at the end. Gabe Newell Sim. Oh. Catherine. Jack and Daxter. The good one. And then it all just kinda got bad. It was like the PS2's Banjo-Kazooie. Psychonauts, that game nobody plays but everybody likes. Toe Jam and Earl. This is fun, but not on your own, and he's dead. Banjo-Tooie. It took me entirely too long to realize that Tooie was a reference to it being the second.
That's Gabu.
Man, this game's great.
Look at it.
I should go back and play that. Tomba 2. Oh man, it's like AGDQ. SGDQ. Oh, this isn't the same guy. Mother 3, that's a good game. I think. Oh. Hey, I'm over here, please? Mother 3? Video games? Hello? Streams? Hello? Oh man, I'd do a hair color donation aside from the fact that it would just make me look really weird because it's too poofy and not straight. Please. Please talk to Dr. Andronuts. Please. Please. Unless you're texting your mother, the title is a lie. Also, my Miitomo shop is bad. The only thing I could buy in there that's good is butterfly wings, and it's too much money because I spent it all trying to win the sword.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I'm having. So, what you said?
Are you playing with an N64 controller?
Is that? The way to transfer all the water
That
from
is
top to
super
bottom?
weird. It's do or die. Ah.
So we're just taking some sort of mission.
Pokemon Rise, Soma. Why was I winning girl ninja things if the sword was in the dude one? Because I also wanted to win the girl ninja things. And then I tried to win the sword. Oh man, check out this great joke. Oh no, go back. I need to see that he named his what is that? It's not Oddish, it's not Vileplume. It's not Weedle. Crap.
Oh, thank you for following me.
Weepin' Bell? No. Victory Bell? Bellsprout! That's right. I had a really bad memory lately. Thanks, medication. I like how he named his Bellsprout Dick Trap. See, the implication is that you would put your wee-wee in the holy hole, and that's a bad idea. Ha! Ha! Thanks for watching. No. Thank you. Thank you. I meant to play Bully. I bought Bully. I meant to stream it. I don't know why I didn't stream it. It's still in Steam, and I've totally forgotten about it, but now I remembered. Disgaea 5. I don't know how we got to 5. I guess someone's still buying them. Zelda Wind Waker HD. I meant to play this over New Year's break. Over when the ball was dropping, and I didn't because I felt too sad. So now it's just sitting in a box with the rest of my Wii U games. Oh yeah, I own a Wii U. Remember that? No. Banjo Pilot, the last game that Rare ever made for Nintendo consoles. Also, it's not very good. Also, I think it used to be Donkey Kong flying or something, and then they had to repurpose it to this. Also, it looks terrible. Play Honey Pop on Hitbox.
Damn. Yeah, all these dogfights have been slower than my annual sent yesterday. I guess maybe...
I'm alright. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it sometime soon. I gotta play Coasters, and... You know, I had something else queued up in my brain, and now I've forgotten it. Thanks, Wellbutrin. You used to be cool, now you're just making me feel like I'm not even a person. Perfect Dark. Not actually very good. Mega Man 3. Some would say the best Mega Man. I don't know if I would agree. It's 2 or 3. I can't decide. Nancy Drew. Yeah, the spy game. Also, yeah. Oh, there's a game that I wanted to play. Also Mega Man. But I'm not going to tell you because it's a secret. Because A, I don't want to already hear that you've seen it, and B, I don't want you to look it up. Lower the dose. I was on a lower dose for like a month, and then they said, oh, you should go up to like 450, so I did. And now I feel super weird. It's either like shaken bottle of soda feeling where everything is weirdly antsy, or just like the world is kind of moving and I'm just sort of there. In a way, it's hard to explain. It's just like I'm set on autopilot and stuff is happening, but I'm not really involved in it except for like the most basic way. Giant Bomb played it. No! First playthrough, Persona 3. Yeah!
It doesn't matter.
I want to do a cosplay of that. No, come back.
Angel will matter, but a better Archangel might be like a shit ton better.
I love my secrets. Hey man, look, you gotta have some reason to watch. The Idolmaster C. Cinderella Girls. Oh, I thought that said straight stage. I was gonna say. Oh god. Wait, what? My favorite Love Live girl is Umi. Now I'm going to rank the 5 best girls, I guess. Why is he taking screenshots of the girls? What is, wait, what? What is this? Wait, I don't understand what's going on. I'm really confused. What? What? Is this like Animal Crossing where you have to put them all in your gallery? You gotta go to Blathers and say, I found a new anime girl. This is going right in the museum. Now I can pay off my house, which is also full of anime. I don't know. I don't even... Check out that Verizon phone. You can tell because of the LTE logo at the top. Not a Samsung based on the buttons. I can't tell. I know it's a rhythm game, but I don't understand the screen cap parts. That's why I'm confused. Like, I got that much. I just don't know why there's a gallery of screenshots. Oh, that looks like game dev story, but Japan. Oh. It's one of these like, no, stop, don't move through the window so fast, I'm trying to read that. But I can't. I want to wear that. Mario Party 2. Mario Mega Legends. Total Shogun Shantae, which I never finished. Sonic 2? That's my game. Don't have filters on. Don't have filters on. Don't have filters on. There's no stream. Okay. Twitch has been doing that recently. Now it's full screen. I don't want it to be. Nope, they did not. Sonic 3, it's better than 2. Yeah. It doesn't have filters on.
Oh, you damn game. Tease me like that.
Excuse me, you can't play Sonic on the Genesis and use post-Sonic Adventure artwork. Sir, that is unacceptable. You're fired. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, spoilers, you die at the end. Oh wait, no you don't.
Good luck, Phoenix!
Jesus Christ.
Good luck, Phoenix!
What?
Good luck!
Press, 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 press. Press!
I feel like this would be a lot funnier if I were their friend too. Also, this is really
Miss April me.
out of sync.
Miss April May knew the details of Miss Faye's phone conversation. This proves the wiretap was placed before
Like
murder.
5 seconds out of sync. Hold it. Oh, there it is.
Was it really you that went into the office?
Nope. I mean, they show him killing the girl in the beginning. Yes, we know who did it. Learn Japanese to survive Hiragana battle. Yeah.
Like, do you understand me when I say
Yes.
it really is frustrating that I don't remember most of these characters anymore?
Yes,
That's
yes.
Chi.
Yeah. Neat.
What's this? I forgot most of them. This is terrible.
Cool.
Cole, maybe? I'm
Yes.
not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Bad.
Uh
No, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. That's too bad. Ah, it's literally what I think he's saying. Ah. I think that's ha ha ha.
Actually, that's Japanese for sumo wrestler, but I wouldn't expect you to know that.
What's with this guy? What's this strange language?
Why am I in
he's
Japan and they're
speaking?
speaking Japan?
Farewell.
Oh. Okay.
So annoying, I barely remember. Magic? I can sense he's up to evil. I need to follow him.
Oh. Jesus.
Too easy to conquer.
It's too
tiny
easy to
nations.
conquer tiny
There's no
nations with my
resistance.
incomprehensible Japanese language.
Stop!
Oh,
Why? You can't do this! I don't
There's-
see anybody trying to stop
There's,
me. You
there's
couldn't
too much
stop
English
me
in a
even if you
game about
tried.
learning Japanese. I'm not gonna grow a beard. Beards are gross. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4! About me, I'm an 18-year-old college student. I could send money here. I'm alright. I was 18 once. It was bad. Roller Coaster Tycoon World. Oh, it's in French. Miitomo. Yeah. What is Miitomo? That's a good question. I can tell you this much, it's not that. You could find out what I was like when I was 18, because there are streams for it. I was sad when I was 18. And some say to this very day, I'm still sad. Final Fantasy X2. It's the dancey game. Which I never played, but own on the Vita and should probably play. Tales of Symphonia. You know, I meant to go to bed like an hour ago and then I didn't. I will still be playing this game at the end of my life. It's the coffee cutscene! But it's in Japanese. Man, this is the perfect time to tune in, and it's not in English. You're not Robin. Man, the English voice acting was so much better. Hot, huh? Yeah, really hot. I lied. It's actually iced coffee. What? Oh, of course it's cold. I lied. It's actually hot coffee. Oh. That was close. You can't feel anything at all! It's the angel toxicosis. It's the I can't hear you over the game. What's the joke? Colette can't feel things. Also, he just farted. I have a sticker of that scene. I have Lloyd Buck's coffee on my tea mug, actually, which I don't drink coffee out of, so the joke's kind of ruined. This isn't Persona 4 Golden, this is only the original Persona 4. Why are you telling me these lies? How dare you? Ah, the adventures of Derek, Yosuke, and Chie. You missed. Fairy Fencer F. The game about, I don't actually know. Outlandish anime costumes. Ugu. Have I considered making fun of streamers on Nico Live instead of Twitch? No, in fact, I don't know anything about Nico Live. Oh, I'm out of streams. I thought you had to have an account just to browse Nico Nico. I never looked. All that much. I probably should go to bed, because then I'll just end up going to bed later and being miserable. Oh wait, too late. Quick, who's the best Ocarina of Time streamer? I hope it's you. Don't be a sucky person's the #1 rule. Oh, I guess I can't watch this. Is this like... As you complete bingo, it just turns into like... Strip bingo, whatever, and you just get more of the skin suit anime girl in the background. That's my motivation for everything. Bingo. Learning stuff. Bingo. Bingo. Throwback Thursday. It's Friday. You're fired. Fired Friday. I'm being sponsored by Pwn brand. I want to be sponsored by Pwn. Actually, no, I don't. Oh Jesus. What is
smart, wise thinking, Clay? Those two.
What is this? Get sponsored by G2A. The page title says Pwned brand video game apparel. Team up with Pwned brand and pwn your friends. This looks like the worst site I've ever been on. Great. I'd rather wear one of those Donald Trump hats than that. And that's saying a lot. Thank you for stopping by. I don't actually know what any of this is. It's just really unappealing artwork. Is it just... Here's a shirt? Who would I like to sponsor me? Oh, who would like to sponsor me? Nobody. Who would I like to sponsor me? I don't know, like something not video game related. Like Starbucks or something. Ah, free coffee. This Starbucks brand coffee is delicious. That'd be good. Or something fun, where like the swag that I get would be enjoyable swag and not just like, here's a game download code we stole from the Russian server. Or something like G2A is. Yeah, be sponsored by Colgate. Dude, I'm using Colgate I almost said Colgate shampoo. I'm using Colgate toothpaste now, like instead of generic toothpaste. It's great. It's almost as good as... Well, no, it's the best. Is my computer good enough for VR? Yeah, it is. Which you wouldn't know because I don't stream anything particularly difficult, but I could do VR. I want to see... I don't even know what you sell. I want to see a wall art and a hoodie. And a pillowcase. Oh. Man, I can't sleep with any of these pillows. I can't... Wait. Why would I want any of this... Okay, first of all, why would I want any of this on my wall? Second question, why is it $100? Oh. Wow. 12 inches by 12 inches, you want $82 of this. Silly noobs, video games are for girls. And then it has a really ugly cat, I think. Maybe it's a dog. How is this $100? I'll just print out a copy and put it on my own wall for free. And then I'll burn the house down. Pwned... You know, you can only sell stuff with the brand logo that people would want to buy and put on your wall if people actually like your brand. This is not one of those. Oh good. It's like somebody drew half a dozen pieces of really unappealing artwork and put them on everything. I could buy this pullover for $47. I want it in 2XL and I want it truffle. I can't buy it. Oh wait, yes I can. How many can I buy? How many can I buy? No, 99.9. Yep, that's the one. Your cart is $4,800,000,000. What would happen if I tried to buy this? Would I actually be like overdraft? Or would it just say like, no, this is not happening. The shipping is invalid quantity, but they still have the audacity to charge me $4.8 billion. If I were like the dictator of a banana republic, maybe I'd do this. But I mean, that's not happening. How many can I put in? 9999999. I'm just holding the button. That's good. I don't know how many that is. 100,000, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, septillion? No, is that 7? 5 billion. Synctillion. I don't know. After like trillion, all the numbers just sound fake. It's just like you're making up words. Quadrillions. Defrillions. Matildans. It's just... No, maybe that one's different. Quintillion. Is that real? I don't know anymore. It's late. God. Look at this stupid website. Who's gonna buy this? I swear to God, if this is just like get the stupid art on a tote bag or on a mug. This is all hideous. Look at this stupid thing. No. You don't look anything like that. Also, your stupid YouTube link is an automatic... Are you sure you want to subscribe to this guy link, which makes you human trash? God, I don't, like, what's the point of this site? There's, like, literally only 6 pieces of artwork, and this piece of artwork is on that, which means they didn't make this separately, or they took that and here, so that doesn't even count. This is just 5 drawings somebody made, and now they're trying to sell them. I want to see the gold sponsorship. I want to see the biggest channel they got to do this. It has 2,000 followers. Honed brand clothing for gamers. You know, you could just wear normal clothes. I mean, I feel bad for the poor bastard out there who's like, man, I'm a gamer, I can only wear gaming clothes. Someone out there has got to tell him, like, no, dude, you can wear anything. You can wear any kind of clothes. We have stores with clothing for you. You don't have to keep ordering this hideous garbage. He needs to be freed. I do own an Undertale shirt. That's true. I don't wear it in public. I don't think. No, I don't think I've... Might have worn it to Starbucks. I think. Under a coat, though. I don't wear it in the lab on the off chance somebody will notice it and make fun of me. I could subscribe to your Patreon. And then I can donate as well. Here are your system specs, which no one ever cares about. We're sponsored by gaming gear. We're sponsored by t-shirts. Vote for us. Here's our store. Here's our wish list. Here's our share money link. Oh, God. Every single one of these links is just give us money, except no one is. Great. Thank you for being our very first patron. That didn't last very long now, did it? What do they have in their wish list? Pfft, are you kidding? Is that a joke? Here's my wish list. I want a $2,500 computer, please. Thanks. Like, what? Why would you even ask for that? Like, you get no money on Patreon. Who's gonna buy this for you? And you already own a keyboard. A more expensive keyboard than that one. Man. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe I should just ask for more money. Oh, good. It's when I was looking up O'Doul's delicious alcohol-free beer. You might like... Oh, no. Oh, no. I didn't scroll the way down to my recommendations, but I know what they are because people were linking these in the chat. And that's what my recommendations are now. I was like, wait, where did this... Oh, that's right. It's from that... Oh, those are boobs. I can't show you those. It's all... I could have an Amazon giveaway for this. I'll just skip to the next one. That's not better. Nope. That's... Nope. 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 None of these are getting better, actually. Nope. 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 I'm trying to find a page which I might be able to show. I guess that's not... No, I can't show that one. I want to buy this... I want this face. People who are... Oh, no. Oh, no, it's that. Yeah, no. And then there's just this guy. He's just sort of here. Woman transparent face mask. Product details. Women transparent face mask. Is this item durable? Not for what I'm using it for. Dummy full size with hands! Finally, you could stop buying dummies without hands. It used to be $200, but now it's only $26. Great. You know, normally for $26, I would expect them to take the hands off, but you know, that's a good deal. I kind of want this, and then I just want to put it somewhere. Like, I just want to put it in the lab. I'm going to sneak in at like 3 in the morning and just put this somewhere. Just in a corner. Or like in a bathroom stall. Because they're so cheap, you could just buy a couple of them and just sneak them around. That's pretty good. I can get a demonstration human mannequin misspelled for nursing medical training. Inflatable female mannequin. Is that all it takes? Great accessory. Quote unquote. For what? Here is... Oh, I thought this was a bikini only for mannequins. It's just the body form. No, you know what? I should just get that. I should just get a body. This thing was not worth it. Also, it slowly deflates. God. Oh, dude. Check out this creepy cloth. That is creepy. Well,